a tier list of every single WoW expansion, even Dragonflight, right up until patch 10.1.5. I think that's the one we're on at the time of this video that I'm making this. Because why not? Because my tier list is the definitive WoW expansion tier list, and my opinion is objectively the best. Duh. If you didn't get that, I'm kidding, like this is purely opinion. My opinion on each expansion, so let's give it a go. Just felt like making a pointless tier list. In I, as in, I should touch grass, because this is awful. We have, of course, Shadowlands. Blizz, what were you thinking? What were you thinking? Assassinating Arthur's character like that? Come on. No bueno. Like, butchering your most iconic villain and then also Sylvanas and also messing with my boy Anduin. Not cool. I didn't like it. The systems were alt unfriendly, like it was pretty bad. Like, you didn't learn your lessons from BFA? Like making that stuff account wide? So, that's a nope from me, dog. In H, for hell, literal hell, we have Warlords of Draenor. The music, fire. Nailed it, killed it. Music was great, I loved it, but that's about the only thing I loved. Like, the environments were cool, but the raids, I hated Heimal, I hated Black Hand. Black Hand almost single-handedly tore our guild apart. I hated that boss. It was so difficult. Well, I guess for us, maybe. We had a situation. Anyway, I hated Hellfire Citadel. I hated everything about this expansion. Like, the garrisons were a cool idea, but execute better. Like, I want actual player housing that I can customize and go out and get the furniture and stuff with. NG, for Get Me Out of Here, is, unsurprisingly, BFA. Good enough. Good enough. Like, I loved the music. I'm a music kind of person when it comes to games. Like, I just love the soundtrack in BFA. There's some really good epic pieces in like every zone. And I really loved Waycrest Manor. Greatest dungeon, in my opinion, because it actually looks like a house. I like it when the environment artists go out of their way to make it organic. Like, it actually feels like a house someone lived in, with the little rooms, and if you go upstairs there's like a hidden bedroom and like with a closet and everything. Borealis feels like an actual city. Good job. The raids, couldn't care less about raids. Couldn't care less about islands, and I couldn't care less about whatever the hell the other Warfronts. Yeah. No, it ain't it, Chief. It ain't it. I did like Dazalor a lot as a raid. I thought it was a really cool concept to have the Horde and Alliance like split and see each other's like point of view and faction change the raid. I thought that was pretty cool, and the Jaina fight, the effects were amazing. So I'll give it that. I also hate in BFA how they, first off, butchered Nashatar, in my opinion. Like, I felt like it needed more grandeur. Like, it didn't really feel like the city of the Naga. Like, I don't know. I didn't like it. It just didn't feel right. And then they butchered N'Zoth, my boy. The best of the old gods. Aside from Yogg-Saron. I don't know what they did with this expansion. It just so many missed opportunities.
I actually want to die.
Put it as your off.
Like, why? Why? I know.
But
oh my god, you have got to be.
Oh no.
That makes me so happy.
No,
It makes
it
me
does
so
not. It makes me
sad.
so sad.
Oh no.
Dude, that is beyond tilted. I'm just gonna go eat Taco Bell till I die. Alright, let's fucking sim this so I can go die. Incoming 100s for item level parse all over this bitch.
Oh my god, that's so bad. Look at that. He got a corrupted cloak with infinite power. Yes.
No, he wins. That's bad.
Yes.
This leads us to... Fucking hell, Bliss! You good. Cataclysm. Not that bad. I'll give it that. I really liked the difficulty of heroic dungeons when you first started the expansion. That was great. It was really grueling and difficult, and I actually remember having to get tier, like Valor, or what was it? I think it was Valor. Tier pieces to be able to heal some heroics on my priest when I first started out. Like actually healing stuff. Now everything else... Bruh. Oh, for someone with thalassophobia, Bashir, good job, Liz. Thank you for that one. And I think you had to go through each zone when Cataclysm first came out. You had to. So I had to go level in Bashir. Which was amazing. Especially that quest where you need to go up on the ship from the bottom of the ocean. For someone with a fear of death. Blizzard, please stop making these quests. Or like, give us an option to skip it, please. Those kinds of quests are just awful for me. And then having an entire zone around that, no, nope. The music, great. Like, I like the reworked themes of each zone, especially Westfall and Fairlass. Some of the zones, like Thousand Needles, in my opinion, are actually an improvement. I actually liked going through Thousand Needles because A, I can see the bottom, it's not bottomless, and B, it was actually fun to have my own little dinghy or whatever it's called, a little boat, and just make my way across the plains. That was cool. I liked it. It was a good idea. Gilneas, great addition. Wish it would be an actual city. That would be nice. Other than that, yeah, I hated literally every raid in Cataclysm. It was awful. Especially Dragon Soul. I don't like Dragon Soul. And for the love of everything that is holy, please just let us skip Spina Deathwing. Give us the Garrosh treatment that you did recently and just let us skip to Deathwing. Like, no point in going through the entire instance again, just for the mount at the end. Please, I beg you. I kind of spoiled this one and I don't have a picture to go with it on this tier list, but, I mean, it's kind of obvious. This one, the elements answer to me! And it's not good! I don't like Dragonflight. It's not a bad expansion, but it's not good. I don't like... The only thing I really enjoy about it is dragon riding. That's like the best feature they've put into the game for like ages. It's so fun and so good. I haven't used a flight master in like this entire time. I just fly everywhere. And I can't wait for it to be in the old world. With that said, I just find it really, really boring. It is really, really, really boring. Like the Drakthir are not cool to me. I don't care about them. And no matter how many cinematics you cram down my throat, I will not care about the Drakthir at all. The whole raid of Aberrus, do not care. Even, like, though it's about Deathwing and what he did, it doesn't feel like Deathwing. It just doesn't capture the essence of what Cataclysm had on Deathwing. I don't know. You get me? And I also don't like how vague the villain is again. Like, you know how the jailer, which was a cool concept but executed so poorly, was like, oh, I just wanted to be safe. Like, what are you talking about? Stop being so vague, Blizzard writers. Like, the entire conflict of Alexstrasza and Razagath is like Razagath being like, Alexstrasza, you're a bitch and you're wrong. And Alexstrasza's like, no, I'm not. And Razageth's like, yeah, you are. Refuses to elaborate, both of them. And they just have at it. And it's like, can I get some answers here? Seriously? I do not like it. It is boring. Also, I'm not a profession person, so I don't know how to feel about the new profession system, TBH. I do like that they're putting in effort and trying to put out more content, like they did in Legion, but still, I'm bored. Editing me here, like 2 months later or some shit. How in the world was Cataclysm a better dragon expansion than the dragon expansion? How do you manage to make this expansion so lame? What was that ending cinematic? Holy shit, dudes. I am so bored. This is so boring. I can't believe this expansion. This is why Dragonflight is ranked higher on this list than Cataclysm, because the systems and everything is good. It's swell. But the story, holy shit, you guys. How do you make dragons so lame? How do you manage that? How is that possible? Can all of the dragons get a personality back? You do realize that Alexstrasza was not always, oh, we have to be together as a family. Oh, woo, I'm so sorry, Veranoth. Let us hug it out. I did not mean to hurt you. Like, she literally killed a guy. She made Bolva. She made Rathian. Like, in a way, you know, her flight experimented on his egg. And then we have Merithra, who is like, hi, I'm Ysera's daughter, and that is my personality. Then we have Kalik, who used to be really interesting in the Sunwell books, because he's supposed to be one of the younger blue dragons in the Blue Dragonflight. He had this whole thing with Anvina going, and then Jaina, and like he had his emo phase, and he was like really aggressive towards Corialstras and all that stuff in the books. That was good. He had a personality. Ebonhorn's chill, but I still would have preferred Rathian as Black Aspect, because Rathian at least is like, yeah, I listened to your plan, but here's my version of it. And it's like, yeah, you go get him, Rathian. You're so good. I love Rathian. Loved him since Cataclysm. He is so good. It was so ambiguous as to whether or not Rathian is a good guy or a bad guy. And I was Horde at the time, so I got the Horde version of Rathian. Let's talk about Nostromo real quick. He's supposed to be this ancient, time-traveling, seared dragon. Why does he look like a men's supermodel? Why is he so smooth? Why are you so afraid to show age and wrinkles and shit in your art style, Blizzard? Give your models some wrinkles. Anyways, that's my rant. I watched the ending cinematic of the new raid. Terrible. I hated it. I like the Cataclysm one better. I actually like clicked away once Calicos was like, we need to band together as a family. I was like, nope, I'm out of here. Goodbye.
File, because if not, I'll just get.
I mean, I off tank, but very rarely. So
But they
it's your main spec. Like,
it was
Okay.
about coming together.
I'll
as a
pass it to Cat
family.
because he was next.
And I'll pass it to him if he wants it for tank.
And like, why is Blizzard so afraid to make these ancient beings sound like real people? Like, they all sound like the kind of, like, I don't know, it's so unnatural and with such, like, a weird pace that they talk. Like, it was not our power to give away. It was Azeroth who blessed us. Why are you talking like this? That's what I really, really hated about the Winter Queen in Shadowlands. I know she was kind of popular from a design standpoint, because she was kind of unique looking. But from a voice standpoint, I hated every cinematic she was in. I skipped that shit. Just the way she talked. So slowly and deliberately. Like we are in a Lord of the Rings movie. And I am pretending to be Galadriel. It's like, ugh! God, this makes me so mad. Just talk normally. Please, Blizzard, make your voice actors perform normally. Good lord. It's so annoying. Moving on to... Don't make me play it again. Classic Oh yeah, this is a nuclear take with all the hardcore classic people out there. But let me explain. Even though Classic is not a bad game, and I have very fond memories of playing Classic and making a lot of friends and exploring the world and getting to know the game. It's just Classic has so many things that retail has taken care of in terms of quality of life, like multiple mob tagging and stuff. It's just it's so good to play retail sometimes, even though the whole community aspect, without a guild, it's gone, obliterated. Mythic Plus is so toxic, and I feel like in vanilla people are a little bit nicer, even though there's those Stranglethorn Veil griefers having the time of their life. And I did get to 60 in Classic. Even though it's nice to play, I don't want to like dedicate more time than I have to it. Like, I can't live without my quality of life features and class balancing, and like there's some stupid things that just really annoy me in vanilla, like, you know, buff cap and all that. Or the way aggro works. It's just annoying rather than challenging to me. I don't know. I did enjoy the leveling though. Leveling in vanilla is an experience, and I kind of miss that. Nowadays, leveling is tedious and I want it done with. Which brings us to C, for can't believe I played through this. Again, not bad. It's not a bad thing, it's just BC, I wouldn't want to go back to it. I had a lot of fun memories of it. Doesn't mean I want to play it again. It had great music, it introduced Blood Elves, which is, you know, we know how that worked out. It's just, again, quality of life stuff. When I played the classic servers, it's like, you get your mage tier, right? And then your fire and your tiers only like increases the damage of your arcane blast by 20%. I'm like, dude, you're making me respec? Are you kidding me? I don't know, like there was some wonky stuff going on which I don't like. Raids? It brought us Karazhan, which I love. Like, Karazhan, one of the best raids. It was great. Like, I liked the raids in BC. They were cool. And I'm not just saying that because I got brought as a body back in the day. Not as an actual, like, because I was good. They just needed a body to do Kara and SSC. And I had to mage tank rules because I had PvP gear for that sweet, sweet resilience. Like, Suleiman has one of my favorite boss quotes. And Tempest Keep. Like, Suleiman has Halasi, who's like, "You're gonna live in pieces." It's like, oh yeah, say that line again. Or Tempest Keep with Kael'thas being like, "You've gambled and lost." Like, oh yeah, I want to die again. It's so good. I liked BC a lot, but I would not do it again. Now we get into the top of the top with bam. Of course. Wrath of the Lich King, boys. It's one of the best expansions that brought a lot of quality of life features into the game and also kind of maybe ruined some of them with the dungeon finder, but honestly, it's more the people. Like, they could have kept the dungeon finding server only instead of cross-realm, but I don't know. Like, one of the quality of life features that I like right now is cross-faction guilds. It enabled me, or cross-faction grouping in general, it enabled me to play with my friends because I like being alliance, and my buddy swears by undead because apparently, cannibalize is better than shadow meld. So, yeah. It's the Lich King! Come on. Most iconic WoW villain. We all stan Arthas. I liked the dungeons. Uldua, goated raid. Absolutely perfect. I loved the atmosphere of Ulduar. Like the whole Mimiron train ride, walking in to the, like, after you kill XT. First of all, hearing XT for the first time, and then walking into that antechamber. Holy shit. Holy shit, it's so good. The whole atmosphere, the music and everything. Which makes me sad that Ulduar apparently only lasted like 4 months. And then Argent Colosseum came out. I'm like, why? Why did Ulduar not last so long? Why did they do that? It was one of the greatest raids they've ever made. And no raid, for me, personally, has ever come close to being as enjoyable. I really liked doing Ulduar a lot. Almost perfect. Do. Bam! Just because it brought us pandas, it gets a lot of hate. Like, again, my friend who's really cringe, whose opinions should not matter, he only hates Mist of Pandaria because, oh, pandas. It's like, dude, it was such a good expansion. Granted, the whole daily apocalypse that you had to do at the beginning of the expansion wasn't good. Like, doing like 100 dailies across the zones was not good, enjoyable. But it was a lot of content, and I had a lot of free time back then. So, I mean, it didn't bother me. Like, I liked it. I liked our little farm and stuff. The raids were good. Throne of Thunder, really good. It was good. And Siege of Orgrimmar lasting for like a year. Not great, but I didn't mind it too much because I really liked hanging out with my guild. So, not really a deal breaker. That's why it's almost perfect. But the reason why I like it so much is because the music and the general atmosphere and the story. Kind of like more of a classic vibe with Cthulhu, and then you have Ragnaros, and then you have White Mane in a dungeon, or, you know, something like that. And then came BC, which had Illidan as the big bad, and then Wrath, Lich King as the big bad, and Cataclysm, Deathwing's the big bad of the expansion. And then they took a step back and really made up lore, which they could do. Like, I don't know what happened in Shadowlands. Like, you can make up a good story. Like, the whole Mogu thing and the Mantid and stuff was made up for Mist of Pandaria, and it worked. Like, I was really invested in the Mogu. They felt epic. They had great music, a great dungeon, a good raid. It's like, you really were invested in the story of the Thunder King and the Mantid being like part of the old gods was intriguing. And then you had the whole war thing going on. It was good. And I really liked the atmosphere of it. Because, let's face it, World of Warcraft is a Western RPG. It's primarily aimed at a Western audience, right? So it felt really refreshing to see like Asian culture and Asian architecture and sound and music in WoW. Like, this feels so nice. It looks so gorgeous. And that is why Mist of Pandaria is almost perfect to me. Which leaves us with simply can't stop playing Legion, of course. Disclaimer, Legion was really shit when it came to the legendaries and not being able to swap specs. Like, oh, you picked the wrong spec for your artifact. Lol, XD. You're good luck re-rolling. Until they fixed it later on in the later patches. Still, despite all that, it was really, really engaging. They fixed a lot of stuff. It had a really smooth launch, like the smoothest launch, like right after the launch disaster that was Draenor. Such a good launch. I never DC'd. I got all the way to 110 in like 8 hours or something. Smooth as butter. Greatest launch in history. And then you had all of the artifact, like quests, campaigns, and the looks, and then later on the Mage Tower, which really incentivized you to play different classes and get all the appearances and do the challenges, and like it was so much content. It was great, and the pacing of the content, like they kept pushing out patch after patch after patch. It was great. Legion was an amazing expansion, and later on they added the Mythic Plus system, and I just liked it. Like, I liked the zones. Azuna was gorgeous. Suramar, one of the best cities, one of the best, like, visually appealing things in World of Warcraft. It is so good. It was such a good expansion. Maw of Souls, unique dungeon. Like, just the legendaries and the artifact power thing was a hiccup in the system. The only real negative I have about the expansion other than the legendaries and the artifact power is Emerald Nightmare was kind of mid. Not gonna lie. Was could go without. Like, it was way too bright in my opinion. Like, I don't know, it just, the nightmare was missing. It was and Taurus got kinda boring after you've seen green all expansion long. So that's why Nighthold was really refreshing. This is my definitive, not at all subjective, totally objective. Your opinion is wrong. World of Warcraft expansion tier list. In case you didn't catch that, I was kidding. You can let me know what your favorite expansion is and your least favorite expansion. That's it. Just wanted to make this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and bye!